Tang Yik never actually expect me to be his successor. And I say, yeah, okay, yes. And that single word, yes, means it's a big burden on my shoulder.
This and more when the Pearl Report returns.
Welcome back to the Pearl Report. Some popular Kung Fu styles are dying out with their aging masters as public interest wanes. Experts say Kung Fu is at a critical juncture in Hong Kong, and keeping it alive is a challenge for many Sifus.
4 stages of the training. Build up your own strength. Relax yourself first before you can move. After we build the form, speed. And that has to combine with the strength, learn the flexibility, that we really can do things quick and attack and hit. You don't know what's coming. When it comes, it comes. Right? And also win means we will be from an internal power, the chi.
Hong Kong-born Michael Tang is an engineer. He designed this velodrome in Chung Kwan O, as well as Pacific Place and the Convention and Exhibition Center in Hong Kong. In Macau, he did the Wynn and Galaxy resorts. In the world of martial arts, 63-year-old Michael is a master of Wing Chun, a southern Chinese kung fu style. He teaches it in his spare time.
I came from a relatively poor family. I only started formal training in 1968 when I was 17 years old. It is not I choose Wing Chun. I would say possibly Wing Chun chosen me.
Michael is the grandnephew of Tang Yik, a renowned Wing Chun master.
Tang Yik, he was very conservative, very selective. In his choice of disciples, and hence it was and still remains a very much family affair.
The old-time Chinese martial artists, they really want to have the technique hand down to someone that has family linkage. Tang Yik didn't have his family around here.
Tang Yik's wife was killed and his son went missing in the Second World War. So he left his village near Foshan and moved to Hong Kong to be with his closest living relatives, Michael Tang and his dad.
Wing Chun masters, most of whom came originally from Fasan area in Guangdong province, they cluster around Yau Ma Tei at a market called Dai Dak Lang.
They included Tang Yik, Ip Man, Chu Chung Man, and Lo Chi Wun.
They held regular discussions and they probably learned one of 2 things from each other.
And they were good friends?
Yeah. They never fight. At those times, people, when they are on the same kind of similar or same style, they respect each other.
Tang Yik started at 10 learning Wing Chun from his parents, both martial artists. His father was dubbed King of the Pole in Foshan, referring to the long pole, Wing Chun's only weapon. Tang Yik inherited the title.
There's 7 movements. This is a half point, Jin, Si, Chang, Tan, Chou, Tik, God. So it makes up the fundamental movements.
Tang Yik was also nicknamed Mad Bee.
So it's a bee that stings you. His footwork is very much like Muhammad Ali, right? Fly like a butterfly and sting like a bee. This is one of our very fundamental movement. It's called Da San Jing. Like hitting 3 stars.
Wing Chun came from Shaolin monks in Fujian province. In the mid-17th century, they came under prolonged attacks by the emperor's troops from the north.
The monk in charge of the teaching of martial arts in Shaolin, the southern Shaolin,
right? He fled to Guangdong. And he was chased after by the emperor's guardsmen.
Along the way, the monks spread Wing Chun to many other southerners to fight back northern invaders.
Southern China is a smaller one than the northern people.
If I do this, right, if there's a strict punch, he's stronger, he's taller, bigger. He would easily overpower me. Right? See how we hit? We do a lot of hand roll out.
Our technique is pretty lethal. That's why what Tang Yik worry is, unless people has a good control, right? Even if a student don't want to kill someone, by accidentally he may kill somebody.
Michael says Tang Yik used to avoid taking on students with links to triads.
Old days, Kung Fu practicing a lot of time is related with fighting, with possibly triad gangsters. So if your student or his students do something bad, that bad luck could come back to him.
When Tang Yik was in his 70s,
he actually once called me in and asked me, techniques are good, very good, and this is the family art, so please keep it for him. And I say, yeah, okay, yes. And that single word, yes, means it's a big burden on my shoulder.
A lot of the old masters are still around. Many of them are above 70. So we are in a very critical juncture. What are we going to do with this knowledge? And what we decide to do with this knowledge, and whether or not these masters have the opportunity to actually pass down the inherited teachings, will determine whether Hong Kong will continue to be a hub for Chinese martial art.
Michael has 2 grown children who are not interested in Kung Fu at all.
They have their regular life, they have business, they have work. It's a bit of a real pity that overseas people seem to have more passion than Chinese. Hong Kong people would become pressurized and too much distraction, actually.
Michael is looking overseas to keep Kung Fu alive.
I retired from my engineering profession and spent a bit of time traveling to Europe. There are quite a lot of people, Westerner, now find interest in the form because they heard of Tang Yik's name. When they compare our form with the Wing Chun, they find it's a different expression.
The Tang's Wing Chun is from Fei Loi Temple in Guangdong, but there are many other Wing Chun styles.
The way in which the Wing component of Wing Chun is written for the Yip Man and Guok Wan Ping lineages compared to the style practiced by Tang Yik and his descendants, which is written with Wing, a ruse to disguise the true identity of the Wing Chun practitioners. There was no fundamental difference between the 2 styles.
I really want to share my knowledge that I've been attaining through my years of training with Tang Yik.
Important to me personally because it's my promise to Tang Yik. Practicing from him would, I would say, be instrumental to how I develop my character.
Michael's mission now is to find a successor.
Do you think you'll be able to find a protege here in Hong Kong, or do you have a feeling it will be outside?
Depends on fate.